Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna be talking about how to create your own hardstyle vocals. 2 weeks ago I released my new song called Evolution, where I have some vocals that is just me talking. In hardstyle it's so common to use vocals where they are just talking and not singing, so they don't need to follow a key or follow some notes. You don't really need a singer, you don't need to contact a singer, and you can record them yourself. For example, Headhunter said that the vocals a lot of his songs is just him talking, and this way in my opinion you can be a lot more creative. Before going to the video, remember that my giveaway is still open, so you can still come in and participate and get some points, and this way have more chances to win some of the prizes. I will put a link up here about the giveaway so you can see all the prizes that I'm giving. And well, with all that being said, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and let's start with the video. Okay, so this is the project of Evolution, and for this tutorial I'm just gonna be talking about the vocals, so let's get to it. And well, the vocals sound like this.
At the beginning, music was made only with voices. But what if we combine those voices with hardstyle music?
So the first thing you need to know is what you want to say. For example, in this song, as the first breakdown and the first drop or mid intro, however you want to call it, I have some vocals, some Gregorian chants. And in the second breakdown and the second drop I have the hardstyle leads. What I wanted to do is like talk about the evolution of the music or something like this. So that's what they say here, that in the beginning music was made only with voices, and then what happens if we combine it with hardstyle. So how I did these vocals, of course there are a lot of processing here, all of this, but this is already processed. So if we go to the original vocals, are these ones. So it sounds like this, and it's just my vocal. At the beginning, music was made only with voices. But what if we combine those voices with hardstyle music? Okay, so as you can see, I'm not talking like now. What I wanted is dark and deep vocals. So what you have to do is just talk or sing or just, record the vocals as the final result you want. I made them as deep as possible and as dark as possible, and this way I have a better result in my opinion. Of course, you can try just to talk normally, as I'm doing now, and then try, because you're gonna get another result and maybe you like this one. So what I did with these vocals, first what I did, just EQ it and so on, as this was the end result. So some EQ here, to boost a bit the mid lows and the highs. The gate is just to make sure that in the parts where I'm not talking, for example this part and so on, there is not a sound from the microphone. Then at the ESR to cut the S sound. For example, in this part, music was made only with voices, especially here, voices. So I reduced those S sounds a bit. Then just a compressor, the CLA vocals to, compress a bit more and boost a bit the lows and the highs, some more EQ, and some more compression to compress the vocal a lot, because I'm not a singer and I don't really know how to keep the vocal at the same, more or less the same volume. So I need to use a lot of compression, because you can see there are a lot of peaks and a lot of parts where are a lot higher than others. For example, compare this one with this one. So I need to compress a lot. Then just a limiter to cut the peaks, and then here comes the trick. I use a little alter boy, and this plugin is so useful to create this kind of vocals, to pitch down and up the vocals. Well, in my opinion, if you just want to pitch the vocal up or down, I would just use this pitch knob here. But if you want to create like a kind of effect, this plugin is so good because it has the formant. I'm just gonna pitch it down by 5 semitones, and it sounds like this. Music was made only with voices. But I don't really like it. It sounds so robotic. So if you use the formant,
Music was made only with voices.
as you can see, the result is different. I just went for 5 semitones because I like it this way, and this was too much.
Music was made only.
And this was not enough.
Music was made only.
So 5 was good for me. And of course you can go up, just depends on whatever you want. And using the formant is so useful. It changes a lot the sound.
Music was made only.
Music was made only.
Creates a completely different voice. Then just a bit of drive to, distort a little bit and make it a bit fatter. But Little Alter Boy has a thing that every time you play it, it's gonna sound a bit different.
Music was made only with. Music was made only with. Music was made only with. Music was made only with.
Hope you can hear the difference. So what I did is export every single part a lot of time. So I just took the result I want at the end. And how I did that, just go here on the mastering, click this button here, and here in this recording, render to a file. So what I did, just select some parts. So I export this like 3, 4, 5 times, and then I just take the one I like. So at the end, I have in all the parts, in all the vocals, I have the result I like the most. So I just created this new file here. So now that you have the vocals as low as you want or as high as you want, you know, just with the processing you want, what I did is just, you know, render it in just one file, and then this way I can work a bit more on it and add reverb and all these things. So we have this vocal here, then it goes to this bus, and then it finally goes to this bus. Yeah, I know there is a lot of processing, but I just need it, and I'm just gonna show you what it's doing. Just go step by step. I have a peak controller that I'm gonna use later here on the reverb. As you can see,
Music was made on.
the reverb is decreasing every time the vocal is sounding. This way I make sure that when the vocal is singing, the reverb is not making it sound wet. Then some more CLA to compress a bit. I added a bit of reverb and pitch just to make it a bit wider, because this pitch thing here is not pitching up or down, it's making it wider. Then some EQ.
Music was made only with voices.
Some more de-essing.
Music was made only with voices.
Some more EQ.
Music was made only with voices.
I felt I had too much mid-lows. The reverb, just a normal reverb, you know. Then some more compression.
Music was made only with voices.
A pretty heavy one. Then some limiting to cut the peaks.
Music was made only with voices.
Then I have here another peak control that I'm gonna use later. Then some fab filter Saturn to bring more highs, you know, because I felt it was a bit too dark and too dull, so I wanted some brightness to it.
Music was made only with voices.
And I decided to try with some saturation and not just EQing. So then if we go to the next channel, we have a lot more processing here. And as you can see, it's basically EQing and compressing. Another EQ, a compressor.
Music was made only with voices.
To make sure, this way I make sure that the vocal sounds at the same volume in all the parts of the song. And this way there's not something in the background that is gonna make it not hearable or something like this. Some more limiting.
Music was made only with voices.
Some more EQ.
Music was made only with voices.
What I use it here, apart from just mid-size, you know, to make sure this part is mono, what I did is just use this thing here in the Pro Q3. You have the dynamic EQ, so in this part that we still have some of the S sound that is a bit annoying. If it's still loud, it's gonna be reducing a bit. Then just some frequency balance for the song, you know, some automations, and a peak controller. This peak controller and this one are probably just used to reduce all the sounds. So maybe when this vocal is sounding, the pads and so on are just reducing a little bit to give more space to it. And then if we go to the last step, we just have another EQ. But what happened at the end, I felt like it wasn't that bright and that powerful, so what I decided to do is just clone this vocal here and EQ a bit different.
Music was made only with voices.
So it has a bit less mids, but it has more reverb and chorus. So this way, this one sounds a bit wider, also because it has this wider plugin.
Music was made only.
So what it's doing is covering the sides.
Music was made only with. Music was made. Music was made on.
So it makes it a bit wider and fuller. So well, as you can see, it's so easy. You just need a microphone like this one, for example, is 30 euros, something like this. It's so cheap, but it sounds good. Think about what you want and record them. You know, record those vocals, record what you have in mind. Then just you need to EQ and compress and so on. I recommend you to do it a lot, but not too strong. Every time that you put the compressor, just do it for maybe 3-4 dBs, because this way it's gonna sound a lot better. It's better to use 2 compressors reducing 4 dBs each than using 1 compressor reducing 8 dBs. If you use 2, it's gonna sound a bit more transparent, you know. And with the little alter boy, you can create those vocals, those devil vocals or dark vocals. You can use other plugins. For example, I tried in this song to use Homicide, that is a distortion plugin, but I didn't really want the end result, at least in this song. Maybe in others I like it, because it sounds a lot more distorted and a lot more like the devil or something like this, and it didn't really fit in this one. So well guys, this was just a quick tutorial. I'm gonna be doing more tutorial about this song Evolution, so I'm just gonna do a normal walkthrough as I did in my song Cooley or Alone or other songs, and this way you can see everything, because I think this song is kind of unique and it has a lot of things that I use that I just want to show you. So well, if you like this video, just remember to give a like. If you have more ideas about how to create these vocals, you know, you're just using other plugins like Little Alter Boy or other things, other techniques, leave it down in the comments, so this way I can learn from it and other people that read your comment also can learn from it. And well guys, with all of that being said, remember to subscribe, remember to leave a like, and see you in the next video.